People always say the book is always better, but is it really? I like to read books and then watch the TV show or the movie, or I watch the show or movie and then I'm like, oh, it's a book. I really like that. Yeah, I'll check out the book. Not every time, but a lot of times I do like to check out the adaptation or check out the book. And I find myself not always thinking that the book is necessarily better, or it's a little bit more complicated than I think people make it out to be. So, what's better, the book or the adaptation? For something like Gone Girl, I think the movie is so close. It's my favorite David Fincher movie. I love David Fincher movies for the most part. Uh, and his Gone Girl is phenomenal. But I say the book is actually a little bit better, mostly because you just get some extra scenes in there, particularly in the flashbacks, that provide even more context. So the context in the flashbacks are quite eye opening, especially in the film, but they're really, really eye opening in the book. Speaking of Gillian Flynn, though, Sharp Objects was also adapted into an HBO limited series, which I also watched, and I would also say the book is better than that one because largely because the pacing. I love the show. Amy Adams is awesome. Chris Messina, awesome. The whole cast is phenomenal, and they really adapted it quite perfectly. I think that the TV show route was better for that book, but I think the pacing you really feel it in the show, and it's just a little tedious at times. And so I think largely because of pacing, I would rather read the book of that because you can get through it a little bit quicker. Something like Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer versus the movie that Alex Garland did. I'm currently rereading the book, and I love both. I can't choose. There's some that you just can't pick because they're so different. I think having watched the film and then after reading the book, I watched the movie first, read the book along around the time of doing a rewatch of the movie, and I could totally rationalize in my head all the changes they make, and there's a lot of changes, and I think they work for a movie. It's just a different medium, and they're handling it as such. And yeah, I just think I think it works for what it is. And I love the book too. So it's just like there's some that neither is better. They're both just different and kind of stand on their own 2 feet. Bones and All by Camille DeAngelis is something where I would say the movie is better. The pacing in the book is better, and there's some great scenes in there. But I think the movie, the ending is better, and I think the themes, while different, because the book is more a commentary on eating meat and stuff like that, and more of a criticism on that. The movie more leans into the coming of age story that's in the book, and then also of the romance story. And I just thought this was way more powerful, and I thought it was way more interesting. And I thought that the ending was just way stronger than what the book had. American Psycho, that's another one where, ooh, man, I'm not a big fan of the book. And I think the movie, having even rewatched the movie, I think is way stronger. I think having a woman director and writers actually brought out something kind of different out of it. And I think their commentary on, you know, wealthy people of Wall Street, of like that whole world, was just way more poignant and interesting. And I also just thought Patrick Bateman as a character was really elevated, both by the writing, but also Christian Bale's performance is iconic. So good. And then finally, let's talk about Jurassic Park. Michael Crichton's book is a classic. It is very, very good. There's some awesome scenes in there. It's brutal as fuck. The movie's great. It's a classic. But it misses on some stuff that I'm not crazy about. Almost every character is vastly, vastly different from what they are in the book. And I think it's kind of a detriment, and I think there's a particular character whose arc ends in a way I'm not crazy about. The guy who's like the head of the whole park. Why am I blanking on his name? But anyways, I think him having the turnaround of picking them up in the Jeep and like, we gotta get out of here. He goes, I agree, and then they just take off, and I go, I don't like that. I like his ending better in the book. So that's one where I'll say the book is better, but goddamn, I love the movie too. But hey, let me know what are some movies and shows that you think are better than the book, or you thought the book was better, or some that you're just like, I can't choose. They're both great. And you can always follow me wherever I am on online. My Substack, I write about writing and books and all that stuff every Sunday. My book on Tristan the Trickster is available now, and then I have a horror novel coming out later this summer.